All right, so on the test, what we wanted to do is just set these things up. We're not really solving for x. So this side right here is the hypotenuse of this triangle, this little triangle on the left, and it's also the short leg of the big triangle. So maybe I'll put big, short leg, and smallest one is the hypotenuse, right? So if I put x down in the denominator, I say that's going to be my small. Okay, I'd want the hypotenuse of the big up in the numerator. What's the hypotenuse of the big up here? Okay, big is going to be up here. So we want the hypotenuses on this side. So that's 15. That's going to equal, if I put the short leg from the big up here, I need the short leg from the small down on the denominator, and that would be 5. So this is how that one sets up. Gosh, I don't think I made that very clear how this one works. A lot of people put 10 up here, and it's not 10, it's 15 and 5. All right, setup only on this one. So if you put down x squared plus 4 squared equals 8 squared and stopped right there, that's the setup. I know a lot of people thought, well, I can do more than that. You know, I could subtract 4 squared from both sides and all that. You got full credit if you put down 8 squared minus 4 squared. On this one, there's really no work or setup to be done. You just have to identify this is the short leg, this is the long leg, this is the hypotenuse in a 30, 60, 90 triangle. So to get from the short leg to the hypotenuse, you multiply by 2. So I'm going to put times 2. So this is 16 for the y value. To get from the short leg to the long leg, we multiply by the square root of 3. So this is going to be 8 square root of 3 right down here. So 8 square root of 3, and you're moving on. That's all I wanted you to do right there. On this one right here, we want to identify the opposite leg. This is the opposite. This is the hypotenuse. And in SOHCAHTOA, SOH has the opposite in the hypotenuse. So you want to say sine of 20 degrees is equal to x over 12. This is our setup right here. And then on the next one, we have kind of the same situation. We got an opposite leg and a hypotenuse again. So this time I'm going to go the sine of x equals 8 over 20. You could leave it just like that. A lot of people felt nervous about that, so they put x equals inverse sine of 8 over 20. That's it, folks. Each one of these is 10 points each. So out to the side, hopefully you see a 10 on every single one. This part of the test is 50 points. So if you don't see a 10 out to the side, you're going to see probably one of two other numbers. If, let's say, up here you started doing sine, cosine, tangent, like somebody did a SOHCAHTOA on this up here, that would be not the right setup at all, and so that would be a score of a 5. Let's say somebody did 10 over x equals x over 5. Well, that's the right idea. You're using the geometric mean, you're using similar triangles, but you're not setting it up correctly, so that'd be a score of a 7. All right, that's generally how I scored each one of these. If you didn't use Pythagorean theorem here, for example, like you tried to do sine, cosine, tangent, then you got a 5. If you tried Pythagorean theorem but it was set up wrong, then it would be a 7. All right, I hope I'm making that clear. Ask lots of questions in class.